Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2019 King George Middle School Winter Band Concert. We're so excited to see all of you here tonight. Before we get started, please just make sure that you silence your cell phone so that it doesn't accidentally go off in the middle of the performance. Now, without further ado, please welcome to the stage, under the direction of Mr. Kevin Cheatham, the King George Middle School Jazz Ensemble.
Thank you very much. We're so glad that you joined us here for the winter concert here at King George Middle School. The group here in front of you is the King George Middle School Jazz Ensemble. This group is made up entirely of 8th graders that for the most part are also a part of our Symphonic Band. Many of the students that you see up here are actually playing a second instrument other than what they play in Symphonic Band. If that's you, if you're playing an instrument other than what you do in Symphonic Band, raise your hand. So there's several students here that are playing different instruments, and this is a great opportunity for them to play different styles of music on different instruments to really get that double experience with what they're doing here in the band program. Before we go on, I did want to make one more announcement just so that it was clear if you joined us a little bit later. There are no paper programs for this concert. Once the lights come up after this band, there are pieces of paper around the room. If you'd like to scan the QR code to see the program, we do not have paper ones for you, so check that out if you'd like to see it. The first piece you heard there was Proud Mary. This version was as made famous by Tina Turner. Most of you probably recognize that. We start the jazz band doing things that are more poppy and less swingy, just to get them used to playing together in a style that they're already used to. As we move into our next piece is one of my favorite Count Basie tunes known as Blues in Haas Flat. So we're starting to introduce them to the idea of swing. So we hope you enjoy that one. Let's hear it again for Nevaeh Latney on clarinet for that solo. The next piece, as you look at our program, we're moving into more of a slower swing style piece. We're going to be doing All of Me. Now, if you're hearing that and thinking already it's the John Legend version, it is not. This is the jazz standard. Typically, arrangements of this go a little bit faster. We decided to slow it down more to match the Billie Holiday arrangement, and we hope that you will enjoy our version of All of Me. That piece, as you heard, featured a trumpet solo by Miss Chrisana Poquis. Give it up for her. So before we get down to Jazz Band's last piece, once this final piece is over with, do bear with us for a couple of minutes while we do a set change to set this up for concert bands. We promise to do it as quickly as possible and keep the concert moving so we can get you out of here. The next piece that you're going to hear is going to feature a solo by Miss Leonie Arbitrario on tenor sax. You'll hear that here in a second. We wanted to do a piece this year since this is 2019. This is the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, and so what more proper way to celebrate that than by playing everyone's jazz standard favorite, Fly Me to the Moon. We hope you enjoy it. you very much. So as said in the introduction, the group here in front of you is the King George Middle School Beginning Band. The students in the beginning band are in their first year of playing an instrument. For the most part, before August, none of them had ever played an instrument before. And so what we do is we spend about 2 weeks teaching them how to read rhythm. We try them out on every instrument and figure out the best suited instrument for them in their natural fit. And then after about the first month, we make a band and we start playing. And it's a couple of interesting sounds to start, but if we get to this point, they sound pretty good. What you're going to be hearing tonight, if you look at the program, we're just going to be playing a few excerpts out of their book, so I'll be announcing them from the stage. The first piece you heard there was recognizably Jingle Bells. The next piece we're going to play is another holiday one in the form of Dreidel Dreidel. So as you probably figured out, again, when we start in the books, we keep to pretty simple melodies that use 5 or 6 of their first couple notes. Both of those pieces use their first 5 notes. We eventually start branching out into 6 and 7 notes. Our next piece is going to be an example of a 6-note piece. The other thing you'll probably notice is that at the beginning, almost everything we play is in what we call unison. So every member of the band, with some exceptions in percussion, is all playing the same notes just to get them used to what a band sounds like and how to play together. So this will be the last of the unison pieces, and then we'll move on to some stuff that's more difficult. Our next piece is going to be Twinkle Twinkle. So after mastering playing in unison, where they're all playing the same things, we start to spread out into duet playing, or what we call in the music world divisi playing, where there will sometimes be a melody line where half the band will be playing a recognizable melody. The other half will be on a harmony part that'll make the first part sound pretty. The next piece you're going to hear is an example of that. We're going to be doing Jolly Old Saint Nick. So in the first half the band will have the melody, half will have a harmony, and then they'll switch halfway through so everyone gets a chance to shine. Hope you enjoy it. So as we continue to increase the difficulty, we go from unison to playing duet parts to what we get to as our final goal is of having students in beginning band playing full band arrangements. Now, an arrangement is what the rest of the bands that you're going to hear today will play. All the high school bands play arrangements, and the basic idea is that every section of the band has a part that's unique from everyone else's. So the flutes will have something no one else has, the saxophones, and so on. We have two band arrangements for you tonight, and then that will conclude their portion of the performance. The first one you're going to hear is a Mozart serenade, kind of like a lullaby. Hope you enjoy it. Before we get to our last selection with the beginning band, I do want to take a moment to, we're going to be doing some thank yous throughout the course of the concert. First of all, on stage with the beginning band, we do have a high schooler helping out on tuba. Please say thank you with me to Miss Lauren Griffiths. Also, they are totally unprepared for it, and I hope the rest of them start making their way to the curtain, because I have a team of high schoolers here that are also helping with the set change, as you saw a second ago. And if they can poke their heads out from the corners, I'd like you to thank them as well, if they're back there. This is a great example how even in high school they don't listen. They're back there, you saw them earlier. After this band, we're going to do another set change as we bring up the concert band. We'll get that going for you. The last piece that beginning band is going to play is a piece by Brahms. It is a quote from the Academic Festival Overture, so the beginning band for the last time. There we go. Thank you very much. So as said in the introduction, the group here in front of you is the King George Middle School Concert Band. This group is made up of students that are mostly in their second to third year of playing. Students that were at the elementary school band at any level with Miss Connor move up and do this band when they get to the middle school. One thing that's fascinating that you might not know about this band is we were actually able to split them into 2 different classes, so they meet at 2 different times over the course of the day. And that means before this, they've only played together twice. So nothing more nerve-wracking than that before you put it in front of people. But they do a pretty good job of coming rising to the occasion. Hopefully as well, those of you that saw the concerts while we were at the elementary school, you can hopefully start to see the benefit of having band every day and what we're able to do on a daily basis. We're really happy that we're able to offer that here at the middle school. It means a lot of great things for our band program, so we're very thrilled with that. The first piece you heard there was going to be, we did Lexington March by John Edmondson. The next piece we're going to do is going to be from the Polar Express. It's going to be Believe. We will also be welcoming back to the stage Lauren Griffith, who's going to be playing bass with us on this one. So we hope you enjoy Believe. Before we go on to the final selection for the concert band, I do want to take another minute just to thank some people on stage. We have another two high schoolers playing trumpet, Lex Thacker and Bethany Cunningham. Thank you both for playing with us. I also wanted to take a minute and say a special thank you to the administration here at King George Middle School and also to our superintendent, Dr. Benson. I know I saw Ms. Collins here at Sumter. There you are. Thank you very much for the support this band programs get. We couldn't do it without them. And more on the end that the students don't get to work with, I just wanted to say a special thank you to our office staff, Ms. Conklin, Ms. Pettit, and Ms. Cox. They do a great job in keeping me sane so that I can be focused more on the music here with the kids. So thank you very much to you guys as well in the office. Thank you. After this piece, we have one more set change to get Symphonic Band on, so bear with us for that. The final piece that you're going to hear with the concert band is a piece called Minka's Sleigh Ride, and it's going to combine some Russian folk songs with some themes from Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony, and kind of put it to a wintry type style, so we hope you enjoy it. Here's the concert band. The group here in front of you is our Symphonic Band. This is our top ensemble here at the middle school, comprised of students that have been playing for 2 to 4 years, depending on when they started. We do have a wide range of students in this band, but they are all 8th graders, so that's why we call it our top ensemble, and we're really proud of the work they're doing this year. This is the group that in March will travel to assessment, concert band assessment. They'll prepare a couple pieces for a performance, which will rate the music program here at King George Middle School. I don't think we could ask for any better ambassadors this year. This is a great ensemble, and I'm really looking forward to taking them once we get to March. It's going to be an exciting time. Yeah, thank you very much. Good job, guys. It truly is a joy, and you might think it's a stretch to say that word, but it truly is a joy to meet with this group every morning at 7:25. Nothing better than getting blasted in the face with that much sound. I don't need coffee most mornings with them around, but they do a great job. The first piece you heard there was Robert W. Smith's Coronation Fanfare, great opener to any concert. The next piece you're going to hear is one of my personal favorite lyrical pieces. This is a staple of the band literature that's been around since the 50s, I believe. It's beautiful, and we hope you enjoy it. It's called Air for Band. Thank you very much. Now, just to get to a couple more rounds of thank yous before we continue on, I want to start by thanking the trifecta I have here of music colleagues. I know they're in the room. I have Mr. Tommy Daniels, the high school band director, Miss Guyva Connor, the elementary school band director, and Miss Sierra Huber, our middle school choral director. Two of them are over there. Mr. Daniels is somewhere back here. Give it up for them. Truly a great work environment to work with those three people every day. It's a blessing for me. The other people we want to thank, and I hope that our students over here and our students on stage will join me in this, but we did want to give a big thank you to the parents in the room for supporting your students in this band program. Students, can we give it up for your families and parents that are here for us today? I would be remiss if I mentioned parents and then didn't point out the fact that my parents are also here for this performance. The parents that had a senior in high school that came up and said, "Hey, I want to be a band director," and they said, "That sounds great." I got nothing but support from them. Both of my parents are sitting right over here, Tam and Kenny. Thank you so much. And lastly, this is one of the first concerts that I'm actually able to say this, but I did want to say a very special thank you to my wife who's here, Deanna, the lovely Deanna. Thank you so much for your support. The next selection you're going to hear from Symphonic Band is a piece called Dark Ride. This is probably the most unusual and out there piece on the program. It utilizes quite a lot of unusual sounds. There's going to be some things in percussion. They're going to be playing instruments the way they don't normally do. We have Miss Maren Walquist, who's on the keyboard, going to be playing some organ and harpsichord sounds. All the way down to our low brass section, our trombones are going to have some funky trombone schmears that you're going to hear. So if everything goes according to plan, if you hear something weird, it's supposed to be there. I hope it's supposed to be there. We really hope you enjoy Dark Ride. This is so much fun to conduct. So before we move on to our last piece, the last piece for the concert tonight, I did want to thank you all again so much for coming. We hope you drive home safely. The parents that are going to be picking up students, we ask that you please don't come to the band room, so I'm already going to have 130 of them in there. They will meet you in the main hallway once they are done. They will exit out there and find you, and then we hope you have a good rest of your night. We did want to also let you know the book fair is open in the library, which is straight down this hallway. They'll be open for a little bit after the concert if you'd like to come get some books or anything else that they're selling there for you guys. I think that's it. Our last piece that we're going to play for you is going to be "'Twas the Concert Before Christmas."